Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And man, everybody has been talking about Gary Gensler and everything that he has said about Ripple. As Stephen Bull from the Deep has just already said, Ripple XRP is a cryptocurrency by Gary Gensler, SEC chair nominee. And I actually believed that he was the SEC chair interim, but it could also be that he's just a nominee. I still don't completely get the US system in the sense that I don't know if he's interim or actually officially appointed for a longer period of time. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below. What I do know, however, is that he has a class here, at least partially a class, at MIT. It's open, and at about 57 minutes in, he has a very interesting little talk about Ripple / XRP and a couple of other startup unicorns, and him being the chairman as of this point, and his opinion, which we're going to talk about in just a second. That is juicy, my guys. That is definitely very juicy. Otherwise, we have a lot of other stuff to talk about here today. Make sure you help out the video by pressing the like button. I think it does help with the YouTube algorithm. And my question of today is, what country are you watching from? Do you also have to deal with the SEC or no? Let me know down below, and let's check this out. So the video itself, I cannot show you because the sound does not work for me. However, I can show you guys what he is saying because I got the transcript there, so I'll just read out quickly what he says. He says, and then there's, of course, a bunch of unicorn startups. I could have put another half dozen to a dozen, unicorn being $1 billion of value or more, but each of these startups have a little bit of a different way that they've broken into this space. We are again talking about fintechs / payments, as you can see right there. We got big tech at the top, which is everything that you normally know, like Google Pay. At the bottom here, we have these startup unicorns, $1 billion above. Then he goes on for a couple, for example here, Plaid, which we've chatted a little bit about. Plaid is in the space because they came in through open APIs and facilitating the software in the system. Ripple is a cryptocurrency type company. That's the way he said it. A little bit strange, but he said it that way. 197 is in India. It's really, I could have even put that in the big tech because they started, I think, Paytm. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. He said about Ripple being a cryptocurrency type company. Now, even though that is not necessarily conclusive, as whatever he thinks doesn't actually have to be proven in court, it is very bullish, in my opinion, coming from his mouth, right? It is pretty bullish that he considers Ripple to be a cryptocurrency company, depending on how he views cryptocurrencies. Does he view cryptocurrencies as partially securities? Then this whole ordeal doesn't matter. Or does the name, currency in the cryptocurrency actually really showcase that they're handling currencies, so it can't really be a security then? If that's the case, and he just considers cryptocurrency to be related to its name, then this is a very bullish thing coming from him. To really kind of pinpoint why I said it's not conclusive is because it has been brought up by the SEC. They wanted to sue Ripple, they did, and it's been brought to the court, and the 15th, 22nd, and whatnot, we'll hear a little bit more. But it's not like Gary Gensler here has all the control. The only thing that he can do is either let the SEC hold back or kind of accept a verdict a little bit quicker without taking it to higher courts, for example. I don't know if they, as attackers, basically can actually do that, take it to higher courts. I don't know how the US system works. I'm assuming they can, however, if they really want to, take it and drag it out a little bit further. Point being, it's not a conclusive thing because I don't think much is going to change because the lawsuit has already been started. However, there's a higher chance that him as the chairman will not agree to a negative verdict. So all the talks about Ripple just getting a fine, which we've talked about for a very long while, they've again been confirmed in my head. It's been confirmed once more that this whole ordeal of XRP really being called as a security, it ain't gonna happen. If SEC Chairman Gary Gensler doesn't even think it is a security, he thinks it is a cryptocurrency and Ripple is a cryptocurrency company, yeah, I think we're definitely in the good. But that is, again, what everybody on Twitter was talking about a little bit earlier. You can see the link down or up here. Otherwise, you can just find it by scrolling through this little thread, and I've liked this one so you can find it. And somebody has also put this up somewhere. By the way, the date of this is spring 2020, apparently. I did not actually know that. But if you scroll through here, somebody will most likely, I'm actually quite certain of it, have shared. But you just have to quickly scroll through and you'll find it. Trust me, guys. You'll find it by scrolling through here. Otherwise, just type it in. Class 6 Payments MIT or something like that, and you might also be able to find it. Then Emperor BTC put up on Twitter, Tesla has made more profit by holding Bitcoin for about 1 month than in 14 years of selling cars. Let that sink in. Sometimes I think about it in a way that I really get kind of scared about. I sometimes get scared about how much profit there's to be made in crypto and how rich some are going to get. Not that I don't want people to become trillionaires. I sometimes think if they really were to go for it, some of these bigger billionaires put in, let's say, $20 billion, a fifth of their whole net worth. All of a sudden, they may become the richest people on earth by far. I'm not talking like, he's 10, $20 billion rich. I'm talking like $500 billion richer than others. And no, they probably would not be able to cash it out. But none of these big billionaires actually have, $100 billion in cash or in liquid assets. They all have it in stock value, which is why it's their net worth, not their real, basically, bank balance, because that's, of course, a very different thing. Theoretically speaking, it could even be that Jeff Bezos on his bank balance has $1 million, for example. Even though he is worth about 175 or whatever $1 billion, it could be that he only has, let's say, $1 million on there. First of all, because he probably has some freaking Amazon bank system set in place over there. They probably have something like that. I mean, if you have so much money, you could probably think of something like that. And in a different end, I also do think that, just most of his money is stuck in Amazon stock, as he just wants to buy more. He's selling some of it every so often, $3 billion at a time, maybe like $1 billion a month or so. But I just to prove a point a little bit. Then Crypto Whale said, since the cryptocurrency markets aren't regulated like the stock market is, we're seeing billionaires, TikTokers, porn stars, athletes, singers, and actors all shilling worthless vaporware pump and dump scams to their followers. And I sometimes think that people are promoting Dogecoin for personal gain, and sometimes I think, no, they're just doing it for the memes, for the attention, for fun, because a lot of these guys who promote it don't actually own the coin, or at least don't own a lot of it. I personally do not think that Elon Musk actually has Doge, and I also do not think that most of these guys like Snoop Dogg have a lot of Dogecoin. I just think they're going on with the memes, and maybe one of the guys in their team was like, hey, if we hop on in on this trend right now, we'll get a lot of clout. Same thing for a lot of those TikTokers. I don't actually think a lot of them really bought the stuff. But then again, that's just my thoughts, especially talking about billionaires. So from that perspective, I don't really think they're trying to pump and dump it. I think they just want the attention. From a different perspective, if we're talking in terms of price, where we're at, I do think, yes, we're not at the peak of Doge. We'll definitely see a higher peak somewhere in the future. But I do think that for this cycle right now, we could be very close to the end. Maybe we'll hit 10 cents and then fall back down. But I personally am not betting any more on it right now. I still have a little bit of Doge. And I still, of course, have 1.2 million Doge somewhere stuck on the computer. I cannot find it. I have looked for hours, guys. But it's locked up somewhere. I don't know where. But yeah, we might hit a little bit higher, but I think that might be it for this cycle, as Elon Musk is basically done right now. He cannot pump it anymore, I personally feel like. And yeah, the bandwagon has come on, but who else can pump it even more, where it's going to really pump? I'm not too sure. The whole ordeal with Doge is that it kept on being pumped. And if they stop, if the massive hype stops, then it's gone. At least that's my thoughts about it. But if people keep memeing it, it will stay up, because that's the whole premise and idea of that coin. Then here, Frances Cassandra has retweeted Tether's tweet, which said, in less than 2 weeks, Tether has just hit another amazing milestone, surpassing a $30 billion market cap. This fantastic milestone is another confirmation for Tether maintaining its #1 spot as the most liquid, stable, and trusted stable coin. And a little bit, I still here, it's crazy how fast they're issuing new USDT. This week, almost 3 billion new USDT were injected in the circulating supply. $3 billion. I don't think many people realize how big that number is. And Francis said, translation, Tether has just printed 30 billion fake dollars, as that's basically what Tether is. But in a different end, I mean, the dollar, yeah, it's always like something that's being printed in this sense. So fake dollars is just because they're saying the backing isn't properly, where Tether has these dollars, but they don't really have the proper backing in US dollars, which they claim they have. But I cannot really argue too much with that, because I do believe there's a lawsuit going on, and we'll see. I just know that really, I don't understand the real fundamentals of USDT and where the profitability lies for them. Like, where is it that they make money? Do they just issue themselves a certain payment every so often? Or how does it keep up with everything? I literally do not know. I'm going to look it up a little bit further in the future because I can understand it for a lot of these stable coins, but since Tether is so big and so used so ridiculously much, I sometimes do question exactly how they keep everything so powerfully strong. And how they get, because I'm assuming that the founders became billionaires too, or at least, became some huge millionaires. But I'm kind of wondering how they did that, or at least what type of scheme there is in terms of profitability for this system, as this is a, theoretically speaking, multi-billion-dollar company. Then Ben Kaufman, how are these people still allowed to give financial advice? Bitcoin may never go above $40,000 again, JP Morgan alerts. The financial company considers that the flow of institutional resources to the cryptocurrency is too weak to revalue Bitcoin. It was interesting because I told you guys as well, JP Morgan had so many different ideas about Bitcoin. I showed you guys all the ideas, right? They said it cannot go above 40. It will go above 100, or it will go to 140,000. It will go to 65. We'll go this, that. And I told you guys before, if you listen to JP Morgan for crypto advice, you definitely should seek a different profession or should look at a different realm to invest in, because this is not JP Morgan's game. Banks and crypto in this sense, they don't have the same ideologies. They don't have the same ideas. DeFi literally is taking all the power away from the banks. You might say, but Dusty, you're an XRP fan, right? Well, I do like XRP and I do think they can aid the banks, but mostly the financial institutions though. It is often called a banker's coin, but that doesn't mean it's only for the banks, it's only proper. It's mostly proper for us as individuals as we get all these transactions cheaper. But again, I do think there's still room for them, even though DeFi is killing the game. As we also have Flare, which is DeFi on top of XRP. Then Digital Assets Daily said, one example, history repeats and XRP follows the pattern of 2017 and achieves another 36,000%. That would place XRP at its current price of 46 cents to a new all-time high at $165, just repeating history. Ooh. Predictions like this always get me quite excited because in a certain way I know people will hate me for calling it out. In a different end, I'm also just showing you guys something, right? It's not my own idea. I didn't come up with this myself. It's not fake news or anything like that. It's just something I'm looking at here and I'm showcasing to you guys. So, okay, we put an example here. This is actually a reply to Uphold, which said, what is your dream crypto headline that you want to read this year? Yeah. History repeats itself and XRP follows the pattern of 2017 and achieves another 36,000%. Wouldn't that be really amazing? Yeah, it would. That would literally be the most amazing headline that anybody could ever get. And isn't it true? Or basically, XRP has just broken all records, or XRP has just been adopted by Apple. Stuff like that would really break the entire internet. But, it's a little bit of wishful thinking because, again, it's too positive of a headline that's not going to happen. But in a different sense, do I think 165 is possible and feasible? Yes. I've said it before and I'm saying it again. I think a lot of prizes are possible. It's just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time. Right now, people aren't thinking clearly or seeing it clearly because of the lawsuit that's really overcapping everything. But once that's out of the way, we're in the green, guys, and it's going to be big. It's going to be ridiculously big. That's what she said. So also go check out GSX. A link is down below. It is the first gold-backed coin, the first of its kind. I personally put a couple $1,000s in. And right now, it's only 10 cents, plus a 50% bonus, plus a 5% bonus. We're hoping it's going to be great once it hits exchanges. Of course, we cannot know for certain if it actually will be. But go ahead and check it out. The link is down below. I have personally got money in this. All right, and I don't know if it's going to be properly, but I'm going to test it out. Sometimes I am a little bit of a gambler. Yeah, there's good sides to this one, bad sides to it. But hey, I missed so many shots by not daring something. I'm going to just try it out. I'm going to test it out. So that was it for today. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody.